only. Poppy adds to that just a little bit, but I feel like Victor and Jace kind of want to stand back a little bit.
I mean, it's probably going to be tank Jace and he wants to go in, right?
Yeah, that's good. Oh, the Maokai! Something we weren't really thinking of. And now they're still flexing, theoretically.
Yeah, probably is going to end up in the jungle. Not a ton of magic damage, but, you know, there's enough there so that when you're not building any MR, you're going to feel it.
Yep.
And I think ultimately Genji have a lot of defensive tools, have a lot of CC set up, a lot of pick potential. They are playing a tank Jace, which is a pretty obnoxious pick, but overall, I think Genji should be pretty happy with this. And T1, you're kind of forced into a situation where you kind of have to swap because you're into Varus Elise, but then, you know, it's the Cassante in a swap, which is ideal for him. So I think Genji kind of ticking all the boxes they want in this situation.
No, I would agree. I do feel like the Elise support in this Poppy. Let's jump into the Rift for game number 1 of T1 versus Genji. Ooh, Genji fans, very, very loud. And I think they're going to need it a little bit here moving into game number 1. Duro, very, very cool skin on this Elise as well, might I add. As Canyon's gone for my favorite. Love the graveyard Maokai.
Yeah, real yard vibes.
Oh yeah. That skin line was my favorite. It's like the first Hallow's End, I think, had Bewitching Nidalee in it as well.
Oh yeah, classic.
And definitely not Blitzcrank. God, that skin was so good. Anyway, Cocoon going to connect here as Duro is going aggressive. Ruler finding a hail of arrows as well as Smash going to have to go back quite early on in this one. It's going to be a little bit of power, especially with the amount of information given to Genji.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be a little bit late. It's not going to make a huge difference, but...
Should be a swap, though, right?
Yeah, it should be a swap, but it does mean you're just a little bit late getting the wave. I guess if you're stacking it up anyway and you don't miss any farm, it's not that big of a deal.
Yep.
But yeah, T1 have to swap in the situation. I think, I mean, even though it's like a level 1 fight...
100, 200 gold lead, something like that. And honestly, probably not end of the world, but it's about what it means for mid to late game and whether they can deal with a Keen that could potentially run amok, unless he just straight up dies here.
He's a level and a half up. That's massive. They are looking to dive now.
Yep, Ona going to move in. Let's see what Keen can do. He's staying away from the walls, which is very important. Still, he's just dead. Carrier might be going down, but no. Ona picks up the aggro. And so first blood, a little bit of that feat of strength as they listen to everyone, and they've moved that to the first 3 kills now. If you haven't been watching yesterday or playing the game, that is how things have eventuated. And yeah, Doran has 7 CS.
Yeah. This CS, obviously not ideal.
It's actually so beneficial for Genji because they have then the very clear extra power. You can even see it.
Look at the health bar difference.
Squares. Yeah, exactly. It's so silly. And so, yep, contesting these grubs going to be a very, very difficult prospect, and in fact, not something that T1 are going to opt into at all. And Genji now have just that natural control of the bottom side because they have that strong laning matchup that we learnt about. Still, Carrier is a whole lot stronger than he would have otherwise been starting this lane off at level 1. And so let's see how T1 are going to be able to navigate it as they look to head down. It is going to be the lethal tempo on the Varus as well. Yep. Most of the time we do see lethality. I love watching Ruler play lethal tempo on hit Varus.
Yep.
So looking forward to seeing what he's going to be able to do in the mid to late game.
I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of ability to cut through some of these bulkier targets. You know, Ona, Doran, and Carrier will end up quite bulky. And to be honest, even Faker will be past squishy. And I think the range issue is like some games it's hard to play the on-hit Varus because, you know, you're outranged or you don't have a window really to auto-attack. But, you know, everyone on the enemy team...
Chains of Corruption gets the cleanse. And that is a really nice Cocoon. Carrier taking a lot of damage. Lit on fire now as Duro's chasing after him. The burn, the repel is so good. As Cease and Desist comes down, Duro gonna have to flash over the wall and he will get himself out. Killer Instinct comes down and Canyon was lying in wait. He has to flash out, but Smash should be able to keep himself okay. But Owner is now in trouble. He's flashing over some walls. Everyone nailing the flashes over walls, which is very, very nice. But still, that is a lot of F buttons on cooldown. As Owner is going to get caught by another Cocoon. Duro's kind of all over the place as he actually buys some health there, eating the Ignite with his passive shield. Kind of cute. But Genji still will be able to have full control over this Grub Pit. That should be 6 going their way. And those Void Mites going to prove difficult, especially with Chovy and Keen able to sit in side lanes. And the fact that Ruler can farm from a decent amount of range. Like, you aren't the Lethality Varus, which does farm a little bit more quickly. But at least from range, or safely, I guess I should say. But still, I think that this composition 1-3-1s pretty comfortably if they would like to take that out.
Yeah, for sure. The fact you have the Yone who can be going the side lane, but also when Cassante gets 6 to River, there's vision control completely in favor of T1.
Oh, Vault Breaker doesn't connect, but there's the cease and desist onto Duro, but he goes up into the sky. There's the Keeper's Vertigo. That gets rid of Ruler, and that means that a sitting Spider there will be taken down by Smash. 3-1 now in kills. That is going to be that feat of strength locked down for T1. Only one more of those to go, and they will be able to claim it. Sandals should be pretty close.
Down, trying to get away. It was like that's his exit plan, but was a little bit late on it, unfortunately. And there's not much you could do. At least typically not a target you want to prioritize going for on a Ibai because of the repel, but with no flash, able to just pick up the kill and take him out. But we see that T1 actually end up backing off. They don't have the pressure here, and GENG able to set up for this Dragon. Duro comes back on the map, and
yeah, that would be evened out feats of strength. So there that goes. Mountain Drake goes down. Next one going to be Hextech. Oh
yeah.
My goodness. Okay.
The big one. Pressure's on. They're bringing out the big dragons for this series.
Actually kind of works in T1's favor as far as being able to get around the map. He's played 182 games competitively. From the stats that I've found here is Duro is dead. In the sky, actually. As now Faker could be suffering the same fate. Chovy moves over, lands that Q as a Chaos Storm. I don't think going to be enough to deter them. Great flash! As the flash is invested there from Chovy as well. Rebinds the soul, gets out just fine. 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day, and everything stays so even. Yeah. Oh, Owner actually looking for an opportunity here, but decides against it. Doesn't have cease and desist, remember. Used that on Duro just earlier.
He's actually, I think, got Chovy there, but I got Unbound Soul.
This is really intense. Least detrimental possible.
He's just a chill guy.
He is a chill guy, 100%. All right, and right now he's chilling, losing this feat of strength towards the bottom side. There is nothing he can really do about that, especially with 0 mana, as Chovy will get a knock-up onto Owner. The ulti going to be missing here is, oh dear! Don't know about that one. They do secure the Rift Herald, but that is a dead Elise once again. Flash forward, Chains of Corruption down, as, oh dear, Smash going to have to use the ulti and the flash to get himself out of there. Keeper's Verdict going to be channeled, but Carrier not going to use it, and Smash gets out. Means that they win the kill trade, but once again lose out on the objective.
Yeah, I mean, Duro's just been having a bit of a rough one in this one, but we're seeing the barrel cosplay, trying to go for those night deaths. Chovy not had the best performance, honestly, missing a fair few off those kills. That, not the typical thing we see. Hits one there, though. Yep,
going to be able to land that Q as Keen's moving up. Carrier trying to defend his mid laner. Faker down extraordinarily low. Alcove gaming to come in as the flash goes forward from Keen, goes all out, and Faker is surviving. Phenomenal knockback there from Carrier, and Keen goes down. The unkillable Demon King himself.
He's been clean with it. Keen making a mistake there on the Keen Sante, not with trying to Chovy's looking though. I think he has the kill.
There's a great knock-up, able to secure it with the Unbound Soul, return damage.
No, maybe so that's it.
It's a game of just 1-for-1s all over the place. I mean, it's probably not saying it at the top of your screen right there, as the 6-3 is putting it in favor of T1, but it feels like these trades are so even.
Yeah, and they're going to see Dragon on the bot side coming out. We see Chovy doing a fair bit to Doran, but you know, with the context of that last play, maybe it's not Chovy missing. It's just Fake able to pick up kills in these situations, but it's resulted in him being ahead of the curve. And considering, you know, we talked about how they have to swap, the bot lane 2v2 was weaker. We've seen Duro punish a lot of value, but this is a squishy Poppy, and Chovy is 6 levels up. Oh,
well, there's the knock-up onto Doran. He can rebind that soul, but I don't know whether he can do it in time. He just explodes. And now, teleport coming in from GENG, but they're 4 versus 5. Keen going to come down. Otacon still just hanging out in this Tri-Brush, getting aggressive. Control Ward going to stop that ward from doing anything at all. As T1, they're going to try their hand at it.
Yeah, they need 30 seconds for Chovy up, and then he has TP, so the longer they stall, the better.
Yep, Grasping Root's going to be invested here as Keeper's Verdict coming down as well. Gets rid of Keen, and now Canyon going to have to try and push them away. He's relatively tanky, but maybe not tanky enough as Ruler standing his ground. The Chaos Storm is so much damage, and Smash dives in! Canyon trying to survive, but it's 2 kills for the Kai'Sa already, and the heroic charge into the turret. Keen goes down, triple kill for this Kai'Sa. And Smash, yeah, I mean, he was down in CS, that doesn't matter even a little bit. 1.6k ahead, 7-0-1.
There's the payoff. You saw the play starting to turn in favor of T1, but when Smash flew in, he just decimated GENG. Now, Chovy's hovering, but I don't think there's much you can do here. He's trying something.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to back away. I think GENG making a mistake there. Obviously, Chovy overestimates his ability to tank that damage. Ends up getting bursted out. But I think what happened after was honestly the bigger mistake. Oh, he's looking for Smash.
Yeah, well, Smash
Is Smash.
is Smash. He's actually going to be fine. Oh my god, okay. Well, he's going to be sent home. 200 gold going over to Chovy with the buffed Otacon.
Overcommit. It's a great ult from Carrier out the fog of war. And at that point, it's already too late. And now, Genji are hovering around Dragon, but T1 have the buff. This is dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. Doran over here to the side, Carrier close to him as well, and Doran just dives in the engaged Jace! There's a Chaos Storm wreaking havoc, and Ruler is dead already, 2 of them sent home, but no one dead just yet. Chovy gonna be executed by this gigantic Kai'Sa. King Dante, not enough against Smash! And Dura gonna have to flash to get out of the way, Ona chasing after him. As Faker, will he be able to land it? There it is, just a Q. Of course he can land that, that one's targeted. And Canyon running for the hills. Doran just going to make sure that he cannot contest this Dragon, and maybe he'll just kill him as well. The last man standing on the side of Genji, and that could be a clean ace if they killed him. They don't even need to, though.
I mean, Smash has just been so good in the cleanup, but also Doran just charging at Ruler, deciding, I'm just going to jump on you, there's nothing you can do. And the truth is,
0-0-10.
there's nothing to do. Yeah, he's
from like the worst start we've ever seen.
He's doing so well. He's getting so much value on this Jace pick. Remember, it was the first pick, and it is paying off for sure. T1 don't actually finish the Dragon. They're like, hey, we're just going to head straight to Baron. We'll take that. Canyon has no flash. Is there with the smite.
All right, Canyon.
He's not there with the smite anymore.
He's not there with the smite. The smite is no longer an available thing. 2,000 health, T1 just being slow with it, as that piercing arrow not like the others. And so that's Ona locking down the Baron. So Baron, they deny the, oh wait, that
damage, but it results in him going down. And then Smash here.
Yep. Smash falling out, kill unit.
They're in range to hit you, and that goes a lot better for them.
Well, Chovy could be in trouble here as he does dash back, avoids the Vault Breaker very nicely, gets a knock up onto Ona, but they're just going to continue the siege, and they may as well. Brambles coming on in, and it is going to lock down Ona. He gets Mikhail's there immediately as the ulti's going to catch out Carrier, so he's likely to go down. But Canyon finds himself pretty lonely at the front of this fight. Keen going to try and tank for him as Twisted Advance does bring the Jace forward, but he's not a target that you really want to be fighting. They need to try and kill Smash, who dives into the backline and looks for Ruler. He goes golden. Duro is so close to being okay, but Chovy's out of there. Cannot fight anymore. A 3 for 3. Honestly good for Genji, but they're not going to be able to keep their base alive.
They just can't take down Smash. Faker gets a mega Arcane Storm as well. 5-1-9 now in the victor, and Chovy with no ult. Duro as well, who's super weak at the moment. There's no way that like the Varasol or the Valkyrie he's won in the fight itself.
Ooh, Keen going to be able to at least get rid of a fair bit of that CC.
And I mean, this is one of the powers of Poppy as well, is that you can just wind up the ult and just drop it. And now Carrier's going to have it again in like a few seconds. Just the pressure of threatening that on a Keen, tower taken, more gold. Ruler still clearing the wave in mid. Feeling kind of insurmountable. And the question is, like, if you want to engage from Genji.
Out of it, no worries there at all. Let's see whether there is going to be a fight for this Dragon or whether Genji will cut their losses and just fight for the Baron, which I think is the more immediate threat right now. Ruler
the way it's tagged there, I was thinking, is he going?
Yeah, I know. Jonah Strong really making sure that we're on our toes here as, all right, not a lot of wind up there from Carrier, but just says goodbye, Keen Sante. Down goes Chovy once again. Ruler trying to do his best here as they manage to take down Doran. He flashes over, but now he's out of the fight. Keen just trying to keep himself alive. And yeah, he goes all out, locks onto Smash here as best he can, but just pops like a balloon. Good night, Genji. All of them taking a little bit of a nap here. Duro and Ruler out of there. They may as well just not be participating. And T1 looking to end this game number 1 with a bang.
See if Genji can try and clear the wave, but with a super minion, I don't think it's going to be possible. T1 still have so much threat. Kerry has flash. If Ruler miss positions, you can just get wall slammed. Yeah,
he has to make sure he stands as far back as possible. Gravity well goes down. Carrier just trying to grab him. There's the flash heroic charge. That was gorgeous by Carrier. His Poppy clean as ever. And down goes the Nexus. But 13-0 for the young man Smash. Certainly looking still exceptionally good here in the LCK Cup.
Smash had a fantastic game and played really well, and likely going to be people's front runners.
That's a Jungle Jax.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for the Jungle Jax. And again, you know, the place you're getting the most benefit from having the Jax is into the Xin Zhao. So this is going to be a really favorable jungle matchup for Canyon. And now toying with the idea of what they want to play.
Oh, go Silas.
Silas. I'd say ult value already pretty good. in terms of the Zinzao, high value for survivability. The Emperor's Divide, the Solar Flare, both pretty nice just generally for team fight. Don't pick, I mean, I don't know why he's hovering. You're not picking Ornn into Silas.
Maybe you just want more choo-choo trains. Nah, it's Gragas. It's Darius, obviously. Wow, that would make things difficult for the Aurora. But instead, he's going to go back to that Sion. I feel like Sion is a very Doran champion, but it was Zeus' tank. Like, that is the tank that Zeus played. So it feels very T1. This particular draft, even if it is Smash and Doran playing and not their World Championship roster from last year, I think still feels the same way.
The big standouts to me is you want to avoid interacting with the enemy jungle as much as possible when it comes to T1. And you have a swap situation that heavily favors you with the Sion into an Aurora. Sion is going to be much more valuable. So T1 are going to swap. That is just an absolute fact. We're going to see how much value they get from that. And what Gen G do in response, they try and
Zero, but we'll see whether Gen G can find their footing here in game number 2. All right, the eruption of the T1 fans coming in as the robot Sion heads towards the top lane. But I don't know whether he's going to stay there for long. As you can see, heading back now, going to keep his options open. Not a whole lot of vision available here for Gen G as we can see in the enemy jungle.
You know, there's some connections here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Doran, teammates with Smash. Smash used to play with Reckless. Reckless now playing with the Baus, the silence specialist. Just a couple of phone calls away, you know?
That is true. There is not that many degrees of separation. It's like only 7 or 8.
Very surprising.
Yeah.
You know, considering how many...
That's a friend of a friend territory right there.
Yeah, really is. Really is.
That's a believable story, you know? It's like, I actually know the guy who knows the guy, you know?
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, well, we'll have to see from Doran's play whether he has been studying the lost returns.
So we see a situation where Doran is helping Ornn to start clearing the jungle.
Oh,
maybe
God.
it happened!
Yep, because Doran's still here. Teleport is immediately going to be invested by Keen. T1 still looking for it, though. It's going to be a 4 versus 3. Is the knockup going to be interrupted? Doran already tanking, but he's okay with doing that. They take first blood, and now Keen trying to get what he can done. Carrier still chasing after Keen. Duro left on his own underneath this turret. The rest of T1 holding on to the minion wave. And if Duro's picking up these minions, it still feels pretty good here for T1. As Canyon moving into the enemy jungle, trying to make the most of a bad situation.
Yeah, you see, great hold of the wave.
Oh no, he's in his own jungle, never mind. Feels like the enemy jungle with what they've been doing. As alright, Ruler running on over. They do have information, as there's the flash. It doesn't really get much done. Grand Entrance going to still knock up Carrier, who has to flash away. No turret ramp available against Doran right now, but there was a Zinzao lurking. As we can see, going to be distracted a little bit by this dragon as okay. Faker, no Emperor's Divide just yet. Chovy could steal his away, as he did just ding.
It's crazy just that the chains don't hit, they connect with the minions there, and still Chovy's doing so much damage. Again, Faker answers back. But the problem is, if you keep trading this way, where like Chovy gets a good trade, then you reduce his health to about the same, you're going to run out of health first. That's how it's going to go. As we saw before with the flash.
There's no one here. I feel like that's relatively valuable here for Kane.
Yeah, we're kind of getting some adjusted lane assignments here from T1. Did end up picking up the dragon.
Yeah, I seem to remember something about that. I do remember the same AD carry doing it to Faker, although he wasn't playing this champion, as Duro. That is not where you want to be standing. That's said Pigeon picking up a kill as well.
You know, it kind of feels like the plot of the series, from Duro's perspective, is he's just being picked on. T1 have targeted him, so...
And you still get to queue afterwards.
Still get to queue afterwards.
It's like so much
same duration.
All right, Emperor's Divide! It's all over the place. Is now Chovy looking to try and make his way out of underneath the turret. Carrier turns up. Duro's here as well. That might give Chovy the opportunity to get in there. Faker once again has to flash. And that is going to be a successful gank there from Duro onto Chovy's lane. Nicely done. No Emperor's Divides left, as we can see in that mid lane.
Very funny moment. It kind of feels like in an anime or something when they just use the exact same move.
Yeah, exactly.
Equal impact. But good moves from Duro there to punish Faker afterwards and get that summoner spell. And now Ruler looking for Smash.
Yep, Carrier is here. Playcaller is going to get
fishing a bit with that ult, but doesn't find it now.
Yep, so Chovy, actually going to get a stop onto Carrier's recall. Duro in position as well as now Keen moving over Carrier. I think he knows that he's not going to stand too much of a chance here, as the ulti is going to be invested in Keen. Going to pay a visit to the Leona. It takes a little bit of time, but he gets there in the end. As now Faker with no flash, having to deal with Chovy. There's no ulti there as well. All he can do is try and shift some sands, but these sand soldiers are doing so much work. The chain lash not going to connect, and finally some buttons come off cooldown, and Chovy finishes off the Pigeon. Solo kill for the man in the mid lane for Gen G.
For Gen G, Chovy kind of waiting for cooldowns there. It was a little bit awkward.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like there was maybe a chance. But
he's like, give me a second, give me a second. Gets the rotation back, able to take him out. Dragon picked up by Gen G, and you know, we felt like kills were going in favor of T1 in game 1, but the objectives in favor of Gen G. I feel like
good. Cool, calm, and collected, and an Emperor's Divide. Going to get rid of him once again as the ulti comes down from Chovy. Faker going down so low, the double guards looking real crazy there, as Ona does manage to take down Chovy in the end. Canyon trying to fight this one out as the train, that was not really the station he wanted. Duro going to try and get a knock up here, and Doran is pretty heavy, but he's not going to do a whole lot of damage. And in the meantime, Keen's still top lane, and so he's going to be able to grab a feat of strength, and Gen G will get all of them.
Yeah, that was the first time we saw the Jax interact with Xin Zhao, and
oh dear. I think the Smash show is now starting, as Featherstorm going to come down. We'll see if this Blade Caller can actually do anything at all, and in fact, it does a whole lot. True Shot Barrage gets the flash that Ruler still had somehow, and now Smash walking into the wall. He is very, very low. Duro goes in looking for Doran, but he's very tanky. Battle Dance will get himself out. The Q just barely misses. Needs a few more ergs on that one. It's E now.
Yeah.
And then he can't do anything. He can't even get out.
I mean,
so
look what he's doing.
He gets done.
The thing is,
yeah, this is back to live. And okay, ulti coming on down there as Canyon is going lower and lower. The Azir certainly takes care of him. And so Canyon maybe not as immortal as we thought. Is Emperor's Divide going to connect? Faker thrown back towards Ruler is now Chovy. 1 versus 3. Great knock up there from Duro as the Emperor's Divide almost manages to get this one done. But oh my god, Smash able to get out the DPS and they win the fight.
Yeah, I think Canyon heard what I said. And,
oh dear, that one landed. As now Ruler, does he have the Blade Caller? The answer's almost, as Smash manages to get the auto and keeps himself alive. I thought that was the Smash Map movie once again, but not quite enough.
Rare Smash miss there on the Mystic Shot at the end. Ruler dodging away, able to make it competitive.
Proving that
Gen G was strong, and I think they got far too ahead of themselves in that situation.
Well, that means 6-all as far as the kills are concerned, as Keen, this is a bit of a worry. I don't know about that solo flare. That was not really the one, as Faker is going to take a trip out of this one. Duro will be able to deter the rest of T1, but now, with this Rift Herald making a visit to mid lane, that could be just double charges. I don't know what Sion's supposed to be able to do about this.
Yep, they don't have to pilot it, they can just let it go.
Yeah.
Looking for T1 here.
Four-manning the Gromp as if it was a neutral objective.
Canyon we learned from last time.
So it's 3 people that he might be okay with, and he is even going to be able to steal away the Gromp.
Yeah.
That's so sad. They invested 4 people in taking that Gromp.
Oh, but he's focused on the true objective. Securing the Dragon, Cloud Soul.
Yep.
On the way. Still a while to go yet, but he knows what he needs. I mean, to be fair, Cloud Soul, pretty insane with Rakan.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of these champions.
So, Cloud Soul as well with Sylas, how does it work? Do you get like a boost when you hijack an ultimate and then when you use said hijacked ultimate? Like, where does it take effect?
I don't actually 100% know.
There's so many Sylas interactions that I just don't understand properly.
Yeah, I know some champions you can do that, where you can proc like Cloud Soul with like the initial cast.
Yeah, multiple ways is okay. Blast Cone taken by both Chovy and Ona, as they're challenging each other, as you can see here, because Chovy has stolen away that Crescent Guard.
Yeah, so big.
The lane was so interactive, and now he's actually down to 50%. This is kind of getting real. And there's no turret. Does he have to turn into a train? That would be so sad if he had to turn into a train against just a bunny rabbit. There's the Q. That's going to try and buy him some space. But look at this. Continuing to walk. Oh man, took a while. He flashed and ulted to get up, and we'll see. Arakan was a point of issue for Gen G, to say the least, in game number 1. So you can understand why they're a bit apprehensive to go for it now.
I feel like it's just a core characteristic. You know, you can switch out the top lane, you can switch out the AD carry. T1 always just has the ability to turn on at a dime.
Yep.
And
It used to be 20 minutes, and now it's 25 minutes for some reason as well.
Big nerf to T1, honestly.
Oh, no, it's a big buff to game time, game duration.
True. They do need to refine a little bit and maybe work on the random Atakan start, I think. I think they could do well with that.
I don't know whether that was a chain that Chovy really wanted to land.
Sometimes you just throw a skill shot. It's, yeah. You're kind of hesitant because you're like, I don't know if I want this to land. Ruler, this is so aggressive.
Whoa, what's he doing here? This is crazy. Well, Keen is going to find the angle. Ruler gets out of there. Carrier stunned up momentarily as Empress Divide throws Ruler away. He survives for a fair while. In fact, he's still alive. Ona gets over there, finishes the job. But honestly, why? Why was he there? The counter-strike was decent. Carrier going down solo. It's Duro that's able to lock him down. But now Chovy is missing. It's only Keen left for the damage, and Smash is up and available. And so now all of them are taking so much damage from Ona. Keen has to sacrifice himself. There's nothing he could do. And why, Ruler? That wasn't even the Ruler spot. He was even deeper.
I have no answers to the question. Just completely out of position. T1 pounce immediately. And just as we were talking about the ability to turn a game in any situation, Ruler gives them a bit of a freebie. The fight still somewhat close. Credit to the rest of Gen Sion, who's got Thornmail and an Ending Despair.
And then in the meantime, he's causing such a ruckus, keeping Smash so healthy in these fights, making it so much easier for him to play around.
Keep him back. The question is, can they punish Ruler? He's now got no ult, no cleanse. If they can capitalize on that, it could be big.
Well, immediate CC onto Doran as he does come back. There's so much mobility on this Gen G roster. It's hard to hold them in place here for T1. As Chovy with that Solar Flare might be able to make something happen. Q not going to land as Doran gets seen. Soulforge comes up. He is going to be all right. So Gen G now over towards this Cloud Soul that they can get for themselves. And these T1 health bars are getting lower and lower. Flash in from Carrier, doesn't find any joy, and the train misses the station. The knockup is going to interrupt the queue as well. It's a bit of a disaster as Duro gets the quickness, finds the double knockup, and they will be able to take the soul point as well. Chovy finding some dash cannon value is now Keen dashing forward. Ona taken down solo as Canyon, darting in and out of the fight. They lose no one. Doran goes down, they get the soul, and the value's there for Gen G.
Just feels like skill shots weren't connecting from T1. They were looking but wouldn't find it. And now everyone on Gen G is so mobile, so fast with that buff. It's going to be even harder to connect. Fishing.
Yeah, he wants to find that huge Empress Divide angle. He finds it onto 2. Down goes Carrier, down goes Ona. And that should be a ticket to Baron here for Gen G.
You just see when he's locking, the fact he's just running so fast, so hard to deal with him. Gen G, they get what they want. They manage to find the picks on the back end. And now Baron, Atakan, they can just pick up both.
Yeah. This Baron should definitely go down, especially without Ona available. No teleport for Doran to get himself back there as well, even though he's coming back up very, very soon. And Carrier 10 seconds before he's going to be alive again. True shot barrage! That was close. As well there for Smash, so nicely done. Man, that was so exceedingly close.
Yeah, I mean, good smite from Canyon, but now, yeah, really hard to deal with that way. They got Baron for the pushing, and even if you try and fight them, they have Atakan. It kind of feels like a checkmate here.
I mean, they've got Exodia Plus, right? Like, of course they can't have true Exodia because Elder isn't up for another 4 minutes. But, I mean, they've got Atakan buff, they've got Cloud Soul, they have upgraded shoes, they have 6 grubs, they've got everything! As Keen is demonstrating what they're able to do with that, which is basically whatever they want. Crescent Guard, not guarding too much of anything at all, as Duro's going to take a quick trip home. Emperor's Divide throws Chovy underneath the turret as Canyon dives in. They take down Faker before he can react as Chovy's flash on top of Smash will be able to take him down. And remember, he cannot even dive. Blade Caller value! And we are going to 3 games. We're getting exactly what we wanted out of Gen G versus T1 here in the LCK Cup. 1 Nexus turret remains. They've got Atakan buff, but they will not even need to really utilize it because the Nexus is just dead. And thankfully, Gen G are able to buy us a 3rd game and more of this amazing League of Legends.
Much cleaner game from Gen G. Felt like
absolutely gorgeous. That feels like they just moved their rook into like the most unseen place. And that's checkmate. It wasn't actually that unseen. It was kind of walked into, and why not just lock the Lulu instead? Milio, a consideration here is Duro thinking about the Thresh.
Yeah, I kind of hate Genji's position.
I liked it until these last 2, where it's like, they moved to the edge of the cliff and they were teetering, and then they just said, we're going to send it, and launched themselves off.
I will say, if Owner falls behind, this comp from T1 might get a lot harder to play. There's a lot of tools, you know, with the Thresh and the Hui and the Lee Sin that can disengage. So I do feel like by not going and engage support, they lack that to some degree. But the thing they've gained in return is a lot of scaling, a lot of team fight cleanup with the Zeri Lulu. And Gen G have Udyr. You know, I just think it's going to be a struggle because when the fights start, the team fight from T1 is just so much better.
Work, or whether it's going to be T1 with this Galio Rumble that works out for them. Time to jump into the Rift for Game 3. All right. A little bit of a shout out to the current team that he's playing on there with the Samsung Galaxy Thresh, as well as a shout out to the man who's working for the enemy in Mata, who did get that skin in 2014. Very cool stuff there from Duro. A lot of layers to the shout out.
We'll see what Gen G's strategy is level 1, pushing in pretty aggressively for vision here. You know, Udyr can do fine in swaps. And if they have some game plan based around that, maybe they can find a way to navigate this, but it looks like it's just establishing vision for now.
Yep. And it looks like that swap is going to come on through. You can see Carrier already moving towards the top side. Smash will be following after that recall does come through. And so a fair bit of information, but it looks like the Rumble will be spotted heading down towards that bottom side. And right now, Ruler and Dura, you can see they're hedging a little bit before they move most likely towards the top side, but right now they are moving bot lane. Ward is pinged, but I don't know whether was he actually out of vision? I think he might have been. As Canyon moves on over here, Owner will be able to secure his popcorn chickens. Couple of them taken there from Canyon as level 2 is gained. Exceptionally played. As, oh dear, Canyon's woes continue here. As Tempest going to come out there, not able to cripple Carrier, as Keen's going to move on over to defend his Lee Sin. He's just going to die. All right, Smite comes down as Carrier could be in trouble. Canyon gonna have to flash away as Carrier flashes to get the kill. He should be going down for it, but Keen might be sacrificing his life. Ghost not enough, and that's a kill to Smash. Absolute disaster for Gen G.
I just need to finish the camp. Let me finish the, and he's dead.
Yeah.
Great flash at the end there from Carrier to finish off. He does go down, but then he feeds a kill to Smash, and now they're looking for the dive. This is 4 people. This is going to happen.
Yeah, Keen not feeling super good as the extended beam comes on through. It takes a little while there as Carrier tanks the turret really nicely. And T1 just execute. Let's have a look at it one more time, checking out this play from Ruler and Duro.
I mean, this is kind of twofold, because on the one hand, credit to Duro, some fantastic hooks, but you just shouldn't even be in range if you're Doran. Like, allowing this to happen, and I know why he's like trying to get in the XP range, but it just backfires so massively. And after the first time we lost his flash, you can't let it happen again.
Yeah.
Here, Carrier has aggro, beautifully played, with the shield as well, can tank a few hits. And now looking, does get a grub.
Yeah.
Will force Owner away a bit, but Faker coming back, should be lowish on mana. I don't think he can really stick around here. One grub, got to take it and be happy.
Yep, bit of a speed up there as well as
Unless...
Oh, just gets in there once again. Owner is going to smite it away. That's with Resonating Strike as well, as now Doran's coming down, and Canyon, I don't know whether he's getting out of this one, and by I don't know, I mean he's definitely not getting out of this one. That is a kill going over to Faker with those Winds of War.
You know, considering how clean the last Lee Sin game was from Canyon, this one has been so rough. He used his smite there as well.
Yeah.
Resonating Strike, still gets out smited by Owner, lost that camp early, now 0, 2, and 1.
And the only good news is the fact that they at least get one of those grubs, so at least the feats aren't going to be there to worry about, but already the amount of kills, that threshold is being crossed for T1, so one of those feats of strength already.
Oh, seen Owner on a flank here.
Yeah, Chobi does get a bit of a fear, but doesn't want to get taunted. Canyon blocked there by the Warrior Trickster as Carrier getting taken down low, but Smash throws down the ulti. Duro in so much trouble, and Ruler throwing what autos he can, dodging a lot of these burst fights with a flash forward. The barrier, the hook goes wide, and down goes the Jinx, and there's no chance. That's the double, and Smash, oh man, if he wasn't certified before, he is now.
Yeah.
And he has snuck into this brush. We'll see how sneaky he's been as Owner is going to come on over. It's likely a 3v3.
I think you always have to be very cautious into it.
Oh, there's the kick flash. The box goes down and Smash once again with the ulti. See whether the Gatling gun's enough, and it absolutely is. Shutdown goes to the Jinx.
Yeah, awesome to hear him, but yeah, not really making much headway onto him specifically. We got the Yuntao from Ruler, which has been buffed in this patch, so a lot of attack speed, a lot of AD, a lot of crit. An item has all 3, which is not really a thing anymore since they changed them.
Yep, Jovi actually coming towards the top side just to...
He doesn't have Equalizer, he used it just before, so this next wave is potentially going to set up a kill, actually. Then they can go for dive if Doran sticks around.
Well, Canyon going to move on down here. Does have that kick back up. That gets the mini stun. That is going to be Flame Chompers, and my goodness, that is a very dead Rumble. Canyon almost dies, but doesn't quite. And so more plates, and actually second turret going to be going on over here as T1. They do manage to get the feats of strength this game. They're not that far ahead in the gold. Genji kind of holding onto it as, oh god, okay.
He's well tank out, he can if he's playing that safe. I will say, Chobi had a lot of ruler. Going to be a tough task, I feel.
Doran's taking damage once again. Owner is just better at smiting as the playback is really good. Flash out just to make sure that Smash doesn't get the value. Immediate cleanse. And Heroic Entrance was immediately also interrupted as Keen is able to press E and boop. And that does it. So all of the ultis now on cooldown. Genji with a slight advantage. Super Mega Death Rocket is going to be there.
But I will say, 2 flashes burn from T1. They're more than happy about that. 2 difference.
Canyon going in onto Owner. They do manage to get the Cyclone as, oh, Carrier could be in trouble. King comes over, yeah, he's just dead. No Wild Growth is going to help him there, and it's actually Chobi that gets the kill. Ruler getting excited. Zap going wide. And Genji with control of the fight for now. Oh, another hook connecting! Duro, main character in this one. And there's the Spiraling Despair. It's another kill for Smash as the Udyr goes down. And Canyon, I think he'll win the Smite fight on this one, as he's the only one there.
I feel like we've had so long of Thresh just kind of being that Lantern bot. We had the W Max Thresh, which was a big thing for a while. Last time we really saw him in the meta. Duro is making the claim for the Q Max value, getting the hooks consistently. It's what you love to see, but I feel like it just hasn't been a thing for such a long time. It's so difficult to find picks on the back of Thresh because, you know, his Q is such a long wind-up, it's quite telegraphed. He's making it work.
He really is. This is a gorgeous play. I think the last time really showed us that. So we're going to go back into live here as another hook is going to connect. That's another kill for Ruler. And, oh man, Duro, I think he's feeling better.
He's feeling better. He's redeeming himself for that Elise game, which is a little bit rough game 1, but he is just carrying right now, getting so much value.
Whew. That's clean. All right, they're going to now try and take
that also works, but like, you know, if Galio ults on you, he's not going to come down for a while. Oh, Owner in trouble.
Oh, that Warrior Trickster just paid for itself in gold. As Rift Herald goes down, there's the flash hook. Not going to connect, but Doran had to flash to get out of the way of it. Spiraling Despair now on cooldown, not doing a massive amount of damage as Shelly, I don't think she's going to survive for the charge. Never mind. Going to successfully manage to get a bunch of damage onto that inner turret. There's now Mountain Soul. We haven't even spoken about this, but I feel like Mountain Soul is absurd for both of these teams.
Yeah, really is. A lot of tanks get, well, tanks on the side of Genji get a lot of value. With the extra durability, if Genji get it and Chovy and Ruler are just that much harder to kill, it's going to be painful.
Not to mention if Faker gets it, and then he has that extra shield, and he's that big front line that they need. As Keen just going to walk in here. He can do that. He is a Udyr. See how he's going to go as Warrior Trickster. Does mean that it's just the clone. As every hook is scary. But Duro hasn't been landing very many of them. Genji have started this one up. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm anxious. But let's see what T1's going to be able to do about it. Faker, Heroic Entrance up and available as they back away from the Otacon. And just look to lock this one down. Cyclone not getting the most value ever as they dive on top of Ruler, smashing that backline. Ruler survives for a while. Smash as well is just diving on top of Chovy. Takes down both of the carries. And Keen gets one, but it is all over for this fight. T1 matters into their own hands, and Smash comes in clutch.
Owner does his job perfectly. We need to engage, we need to get on the back line. He finds an angle, and Smash is there for the follow-up. Using Zeri perfectly, both carries go down, team fights over.
That the Cyclone was going to be what they required, right? You saw that flash come out as Ruler avoids a lot of the CC, but Smash knew exactly who he needed to kill. And he's like, this is good, keep going. Takes down both of the damage dealers, and then the fight is just over.
No, interestingly enough, even though the initial ult... That's exactly what
you can see the stress relief. Yeah. Pseudo do have an engaged support, I guess, as Canyon was fishing for an opportunity there as another Cyclone comes down. Remember, Otacon buff means that they're just going to be sent home. Not too much more to worry about. Oh my goodness, they're kind of in the blender though. As one of them does go home, I'm pretty sure, no, never mind. No Otacon buffs actually going off, and that is just a kill onto Keen.
The redemption value oh, he's looking.
Yeah, Faker manages to get the Justice Punch onto Chovy, who takes the Lantern to get himself to relative safety. Zap connects on to Smash, as Canyon has to flash to get out of this equalizer that is shredding them. Doran just wanting to put them in the barbecue, and they're diving underneath the inner. They're all going to be taking a swift trip home, but it's a double for the Zeri. And so it's already kind of doomed. They managed to get Ruler as well, and that is precisely what they were looking for.
Yeah, now they got time on the map. Long spawn timers for Canyon and Ruler. They've got the Mountain Dragon to pick up. They have options.
All right.
Initial play coming in. But look at Doran. So Doran ends up ulting, and look, he's about to flash. He's about to flash. Feared. So tragic. He was going to melt both Chovy and Canyon there, and it still goes well. But that fear from Chovy, I think it could have been game over if that fear had not come through.
I feel like that, yeah, that managed to get like a couple of, 200 gold pickups, as they do send a few of the TNG, still trying to hold on as best they can, but I just feel like the Udyr is kind of past his use-by date as far as being that frontline. He kind of melts if Smash even pays any attention to it, and there's the equalizer just to bully them away from this inner turret. Hook connects onto Faker, but Faker able to tank for quite some time. With that movement speed as well, the fear even gets him out of dodge. Oh dear. Still, Genji hold on to their inner turret for the moment, as this Warrior Trickster not going to be anything they're going to be too worried about. And next thing to be up and available is looking like the Baron in 2 minutes' time. And so can Genji get their ducks in a row? That's the question. Ona goes in, Ona goes out. And they're able to just have a look as another hook going to connect. That is one of the longest I've seen in quite some time. Dura not opting to go in. Canyon was thinking about kicking back. Faker into the team, but we know that he is relatively tanky here as Smash, like we were talking about, if he does get some free time with Keen, we'll do some pretty legitimate damage to him.
It's crazy, kind of like they want to walk up.
Oh, I knew he was coming as Ona gets in there with the Cyclone right on top of Chovy as he takes the Lantern out. Keen tanking exactly like he wants to as he dives into the backline. Smash trying to replicate the play once again, and Chovy is so close to dead. Ruler is surviving this time, but Smash is getting underneath the enemy turret. They've used a bunch of cooldowns, and somehow Keen is still alive as he's running really quickly around this one. But it looks like T1 should be able to get back towards this dragon as it is spawning to try and lock that one down.
Genji pretty happy with that, though. A lot of tools in from T1. All summoners from T1's bot lane. They survive. This is kind of what they wanted. They push up, T1 trying to engage. They managed to mitigate it, and now you're lacking those engage tools that you need. So Genji finally back a little bit in the driver's seat. They're going to start at the Baron. They want to make something happen.
Well, they do have some tools. Smash without the ultimate for now, as Chovy does have that health bar back, but taking damage from Baron can be dangerous here, as Canyon as well struggling to tank it effectively. Duro finds his way back in. Speaking of in, Ona gets on forward. Lantern Ride going to be taken out there from Canyon, who is now looking a bit worse for wear towards the fray. As, Smash securing Soul Point here for T1 really starts putting pressure on Genji as well. But I don't know. I feel like the game-deciding fight will happen before the next 5 minutes. It feels like it's due, you know? And you're the man who knows about things being due, as the Humble Life Esports win in the LCK Summer Finals last year would dictate to us. So do you feel like it's due? Like, when's the game-deciding fight, in your opinion? Like, when's it going to be? Prediction. As Chovy off to the side here, he's going to miss the fear onto Smash, and now Canyon has to kick him back, and there's the equalizer. Ruler now has to flash away as well as Ona is dashing forward. The extendo being so much damage onto Ruler, and he is out of the fight. The redemption helping the front line of Genji here, but 48 seconds until Chovy's back.
I feel like Smash is just ruthless. If he senses even a slight misposition, he is the player who will hunt for it, commit his flash to make it happen. He's bringing that challenge's aggression to the LCK, and he even catches Chovy off guard. Now, Doran looking.
Yeah, Canyon, he's going to have to flash away from that one. The flash taunt from Faker as Ruler is dead once again. And T1, they weren't going to wait for it. Keen is now a beautiful little snowman, but he's also heading to the death chamber. More kills piled onto Smash as T1 will march up the mid lane, and the game, ladies and gentlemen, is done.
It's been a close series, so hard fought, but T1 as a unit, you know, we questioned how will they look with Doran. We saw Smash come in, who's looked fantastic, but as a team, as a unit, They're just making
the
it work.
equalizer once again is doing beautiful things here as the spiraling despair is more what Chovy is feeling and not what T1 are feeling as they take down the Nexus and they secure first place in the group and this game against GENG that's going to feel fantastic. Another win as well for Smash, and this time it was so much about him.